Hi, I want to show you how I do the last step when I knit the Almost Lost Washcloth by Julie Tarsha. I'm making mine slightly smaller. I find this size more comfortable. I cast on 12 stitches and work the points and end up with 12 points. Now, instead of binding off when I'm completely done and then seaming this, I bind off and seam at the same time. I've just done my last row here, and this is my cast on row. So I will want to look at these cast on loops as live stitches. I could have done a provisional cast on, so I would actually have the live stitches now, but it's only 12 stitches. I find it more quick and easy to just pick them up at this point. And there are two methods. I can either pick up the 12 now and then work a regular bind off. This would be one. Yes. Or I can just knit into the loops. So these are the loops you will want to pick up. Should be 12 of them. I'm going to do some like this, and then the other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will just pick up as I'm knitting. So you hold this parallel. You just do a regular 3-needle bind off. Go through the front stitch, go through the back stitch, pull the yarn through both loops and pull them both off the needle, through the front, through the back. And off the needle, and then I start binding off. Now you may have noticed the way I picked up these loops that don't sit on the needle the regular way, but for the bind off that's fine. I didn't want to really twist the loops more than necessary, and this still makes a lovely tight bind off, and it's certainly quicker and easier than binding off the final edge and then seaming it with needle and thread. Oops, sorry. Here we go. One, pull them off the needle, and then pull this one over the other one, and one, go through both, pull them both off the needle, this over that. And I'm on the last one, which I picked up with my extra needle. And I'm going to show you now that you can really do the same thing without the extra needle. All you have to do is go through this, then you pick with your right needle, you pick the loop, you bring the yarn through. It's like picking up a stitch, bring a yarn through the stitch on the front, and then bind it off. So this one is the next loop. I go through, pull it through like this, pull it through the one in the front, and then bind off. Go through here, go through there, bring the yarn through, and bind off. Bring the yarn through here, through there. Oops. Bring the yarn through, bind off, through, through, bind off, and through. These needles don't have a very good pointy tip, but still. That didn't work so well. I could just go. Well, never fails when you want to show something. All of a sudden you find that you get to a point where it's hard even for yourself. But part of it is I'm sitting a little awkwardly to make this video happen. But here we go, it worked fine. And you just cut your yarn and seam it in. And you completely eliminated having to sew it now. What I do with the long tail from the cast on, I usually use this to go through the garter ridges and then pull it tight so it looks like this. And that's all there's to it. If you wanted to add a little loop to hang up your washcloth, I do that at this point. Instead of cutting the yarn here, I grab my crochet needle or 3 needles and work I-cord, but usually just the crochet needle, and do a little loop to hang the washcloth up. I think it's a lovely pattern, and it makes nice gifts. Well, thank you for watching my video, and I hope this helped you. I always like it when I can eliminate a step in my knitting and get, especially in the finishing steps, and I can be finished quicker and start my next washcloth. I think I'm going to use this pretty color for my next one. Thank you, and have a good day. Happy knitting.